Well, on to the Oscar Pistorius trial now, and Pistorius' next-door neighbours have told the North Gauteng High Court that they did not hear a woman screaming on the morning of Valentine's Day last year. Michael Hlengethwa and his wife live just 18 metres away from Pistorius' home. They've told the court that they only heard a man desperately crying for help in a high-pitched voice. This against the state witnesses' claims of a woman's blood-curdling screams followed by gunshots. Pistorius is accused of shooting and killing his girlfriend Reeva Steenkamp in cold blood. Now, the couple says they woke up to a loud bang on the morning Pistorius shot and killed Steenkamp, which was soon followed by a man desperately crying and not a woman. This contradicts claims by other neighbours who testified that they heard screams followed by gunshots. The couple admitted they have followed proceedings via the media and have stuck to their version of what they heard. They insist they did not hear gunshots or hear Pistorius breaking down the bathroom door. The defence is hoping to demonstrate that it was only Pistorius screaming that morning and not Reeva Steenkamp. The trial continues. Well, Manoba Mkhunu is standing by with more from the trial underway at the North Gauteng High Court. Manoba, good to talk to you. Neighbours living only 18 metres away claiming they heard something completely different to what other neighbours say they heard. Take us through some of the key points from this morning.
Well, indeed, Natasha, we've heard that testimony from Pistorius' neighbour who explained really what they heard that morning of Valentine's Day morning, saying that indeed they heard a bang, but after that bang they then heard a man screaming, not a man screaming, but a man crying rather, not screaming. They do insist that the man who was crying in a high-pitched voice, almost like screaming, saying that they believe this man was Pistorius himself. They even went as far as recalling some of the words that he was saying that he was crying, help, help, help. Now, the two neighbours that we're talking about are Pistorius' immediate neighbours who stay next door to Pistorius. We're talking about the Hlengethwas who stay on the left-hand side of Pistorius' home, as well as the Mutswanas who stay on the right-hand side of Pistorius' home. They deny hearing any gunshots that morning or hearing the bathroom door being broken by Pistorius as claimed before, but what they did say they hear is that they heard a man crying in a high-pitched voice, and they are sure that it was a man crying and not a woman. They also insist that what they heard that morning could have been Pistorius himself making that, crying in that high-pitched voice and not a woman. Obviously here dispelling or disputing the state witnesses that earlier testified that they heard a woman screaming followed by gunshots before Reeva Steenkamp was killed. So basically trying to poke holes in that testimony by the state witnesses to say that they heard screams and shouts on that morning. What Pistorius' lawyers, though, are trying to show indeed is that it was Pistorius only that made the screams that morning, meaning that Reeva Steenkamp did not scream as claimed before. The court has now adjourned, Natasha, until Thursday, and on Thursday it's expected that Hlengethwa is going to continue his cross-examination of the witnesses. Now did cross-examine them briefly today, but he seemed less prepared today to continue with cross-examination, so he will go on Thursday to go on to cross-examine all of these three witnesses that have taken the stand.
Manoba, how likely is it that this could be wrapped by next Tuesday, with Roo saying he's only got one more witness to call?
Well, Barry Rusum is quite confident that he's going to wrap up his case by next week, Tuesday, even, pleading with the judge to say, please allow us more time. Can we break early? Because I know that I don't have as many witnesses now that are left, and I'm sure, I'm quite confident that I could be done by next week, Tuesday. So he seems very confident that they could be done with the witnesses that are still left. We know that there's still a ballistic expert, Tom Vumerans, who still has to testify on the sequence of shots that Oscar Pistorius fired that morning, as well as a sound expert who could also be called to testify on Oscar Pistorius screaming like a woman. So there's not, it doesn't seem like there's many witnesses that are still left for the defense to call onto the stand, and it does seem possible that the case could finish by next week Tuesday, as Barry Roo confidently claims, and after that then will both parties be expected then to present their final arguments in this matter.
All right, Manoba, thank you very much. We'll leave it there. That was our reporter, Manoba Mkhunu, coming live from the North Gauteng High Court in Pretoria.